So it's finally here, the single from Aaliyah featuring The Weeknd, Poison. We were promised this new music months ago from Barry, saying that we were expecting within weeks time that we would get new music, and it didn't happen up until now. I think we're gonna get the album maybe for her birthday. I imagine that's when we'll get it. It seems like it's leading into that direction. And a lot of fans aren't happy with the single. The main issue is the vocals and how it's they mastered it, I guess. Given the fact that they're such a high production, I imagine that they did as well as they could. But then the fucked up thing is that fans actually slowed it down a bit, and it sounds like 100 times better. So I don't know exactly what happened there, but I know the quality of the vocals, it just seems a little muffled. Now I don't know if that's a they problem or if that was just the recording itself, and they try to make it as clear as possible, because it sounds like there's maybe some noise in the background or whatever, right? That clearly was a demo. That was maybe a song they were working on. And I think we're going to get a lot of that where it's not going to be perfect. I think there's going to be a lot of issues. We're going to see and find a lot of issues with these vocals that are being used, and because we have to understand one thing. We've already heard a lot. I'm sure everything we heard this far is probably like the best of what they have. So now, because we heard so much of what's left over, they're probably tapping into some like unedited, unfinished shit that maybe they can work with. But I think as fans, it's going to be disappointing, because we know Aaliyah would never sign off on that and make that okay, to release it. But given the fact that it's been so long, this ongoing battle between the estate and the label, her uncle, they kind of handled her legacy very poorly. It's now at a point, so much is already leaked. So we heard a lot of the material that's been left for these type of moments. So it's kind of like ruined, the fact that the day that we actually get something fresh, we already heard a majority of it. So I think now they're left to go into these unfinished demos and get as much as they can and make as much as they can with it. It's not being done right, but there has to be an understanding to in order to continue her legacy, this kind of needs to happen, and they're probably going to do as best as they can with what they have. So we need to be a little understanding and lenient towards the quality and the perfection of the vocals. Just kind of take it as it is. But then the mastering of it, there was a pitch to it. I don't know if that was a copyright thing or what the fuck. I don't know what the fuck I heard. But everybody was complaining about this pitch to it, and then fans slowed it down, and it sounded like so much better. So I don't know who was in charge of that shit, but regardless, I like the song. I really do like the song. I think The Weeknd was a perfect choice as a feature. What he contributed to that song, which was unfinished, he worked with her vocals, he worked with the song and tried to make it complete, and I think he did such a good job at that. And out of all of the artists available today to be on an Aaliyah song, I think he's like the best option out there, because the other people they have listed on the album, I don't know, I don't give a fuck for those people, bro. Like, nothing gets me excited about a fucking future on an Aaliyah song. Anyway, so a little update on the album. Barry had an interview with Vibe. He talked about the album, the collaboration with The Weeknd and shit. And so he explained, this is a quote, he also explained what to expect from the Unstoppable album in 2022. The project is set to include a plethora of male artists, including features from Drake, Future, Neo, Chris Brown, and Snoop Dogg. The body of work is pure hip-hop and R&B. Some of the people that Aaliyah liked are on the album. Hankerson explained she loves Snoop Dogg, who's done a great record in collaboration with Future. Neo gave us an excellent song, also Drake. Timberland produced the track that Chris Brown did. So Timberland is a part of it. He said it's vintage R&B with strong vocals. Later in the interview, Hankerson admitted that he hasn't been in contact with Aaliyah's estate quote, "We hope that they're happy. Our door and phone is always available if there are any comments they'd like to make about anything. We're open to that." I don't really know who runs that entity, but I'm not hostile at all. Yeah. Anything that's connected to Aaliyah in a positive way, we are open to be involved with and do whatever we can do. He continued, "We hope it's profitable for them." Nice. Okay. We hope that the public enjoys what we've done so that the estate can accomplish whatever the goals are. Anyways, and it says another single is rumored to be released before the album's arrival in 2022. So I kind of look forward to the Tim joint. Yes and no. Tim hasn't really done anything game changing in a long time, man. And you listen to the shit that he's kind of been doing. He posts on his social media some beats and stuff he's working on. It's nothing amazing, so I don't know what to expect with this, but my expectations have been very low for this album. So the fact that the Weeknd joint, Poison, was actually a nice surprise. Listening to that song the first time, it kind of tugged at my heart a bit, listening to Aaliyah's vocals, because we're so used to hearing the same thing, and then you hear something fresh that you never heard before, but with the same voice that has made such an impact in your life musically, and it just brings you to this place. And it's such a heartbreaking moment, actually, because you kind of just think of where she'd be now, what she'd be doing, what would it sound like, and hearing her voice on something that's current, it just gives you that idea of what she'd be doing. And there's that beautiful R&B to it, and that melodic thing that she does, where it's just the melody itself and the way she sings it, just it takes you somewhere special, man. So I will enjoy this for what it is, because like I discussed in my other podcast about Aaliyah, and this album is probably going to be the last thing that we get. So let's just try and make it as good as possible. Appreciate what is given to us. It's not going to be perfect, that's for sure. But it's something, and it's something to keep her legacy going.